Hey, here we go. Got my first two Farmstead cans. They started canning basically like the week after I went this past summer. And when I went, they had sold out everything except for George, one of their probably least popular beers. That's why I didn't sell out. But it's a brown ale, which everyone's bored with unless it has coconut in it or it's bourbon barrel aged or something. But this is kind of your classic kind of hoppy American brown ale. It's got Centennial and Cascade and Columbus hops. And I believe it's 6%, but it doesn't say anything on here, but online everywhere they say 6%. And I don't know when it was canned, but it's probably pretty fresh. It's only been available for a couple weeks there. And let's do it. As it's been getting cold, I've been in the mood for beers that are a little bit darker and drier than the normal beers that I have. I guess I drink IPAs and sour beers, saisons that are really dry, but when I'm in the mood for a dark beer, at least a lot for the past year or so, I've wanted the sweeter ones, but now I'm getting in. I want English porters and things. So George might be right up my alley. And it's pretty dark. I'm using just a simple, not quite pint glass. I guess you call this a Willie Betcher glass. But, maybe the can got a little cold, but the head is pretty wispy there. But I threw this can in my freezer for a few minutes because in the car ride it warmed up a little bit. Ooh, it smells good though. Very, very, very nutty. I'm not really getting any like hoppy fruitiness, like citrusy, bitter grapefruit or anything, which is a lot of American brown ales that especially have Centennial and Cascade in them. They have that, but this is all nuttiness and maybe it's a very, very light roast coffee. But hazelnut is the big aroma. It smells like it's going to be kind of sweet. Actually. There's not much roastiness. It's not super dark. It's definitely looks like most real brown ales. I guess Newcastle calls itself a brown ale, but it's really more like an amber ale, or like it's even lighter than a lot of English pale ales. This isn't dark enough to be called a porter, though. Traditionally, or historically, English porters may have been this color. But it definitely didn't smell like this. This one there's no dark fruits from the mouth. It's all nuts. Almost like, it's like maple syrup actually. It has this like sweet, rich, woody, nutty aroma that's really nice and pretty strong. Ooh, but it gets on the edge of roasty, nice and toasty, dry, earthy, woody bitterness. Just a little hint of like marmalade on the edges, like marmalade toast from the hops but it lingers a little bit with some hoppiness. Well, that's pretty good. I think, yeah, this is a little bit too cold right now. It's got some body to it. It's not rich or creamy or syrupy or anything quite like that. But it's got its own kind of balance that I'm appreciating though, because a lot of hoppy brown ales I think are too sweet and too bitter, or they're just anemic. They don't have much malt flavor at all going on, like Newcastle, or I've had some other American ones like Long Trail's Barn Ale. That one's like I guess if you want like they should advertise that as like a bitter, English bitter or something. It's like 4.4% alcohol, but it doesn't have much hops going on. Yeah, there's a lot of brown ales that are just overdone or they're extremely boring. This is somewhere in between. Oh yeah, it's got some body to it, especially for 6%. But it dries out pretty immediately, and it's very, very toasty, nutty, like nut shells, and yeah, black tea with orange, like, what do they call it? Orange pico tea or something. Good amount of flavors in this. Not quite clashing. But I can imagine, I don't know, if you're in a certain mood, you might not really want this, or if you drink it slowly and it warms up and gets flat, the bitterness might come out and be unpleasant at the bottom of it. But I mean, it's kind of the way it is with any beer. But even when it's just cold, it's got a lot of complex malt flavor. That's really nice. And this is, I hadn't even had this before I got the cans. And I'm happy that we got 12 of them. Could have bought a lot more. But I have plenty of other things to review, including some bottles of Aaron, the bourbon barrel aged barley wine that's not made very often at Hill Farmstead. I'll eventually do a review of that, but maybe I'll let it sit and age for a little bit. I don't know. I guess it's been sitting in the bottle since May. That's how long they've been bottle conditioning it. And it was first brewed, in 2015, then aged in bourbon barrels for a long time. So I'll probably review that pretty soon. And I've got the Nordic Saison from Hill Farmstead also that I haven't had yet. This is a really, really nice interlude between all of the more hip and hoppy beers that I drink all the time. And yeah, it is worth it. I don't. So many people were passing up on buying this at Hill Farmstead, but buy this one and pass up on the IPA next time so that I can get some of the IPA, because I would have gotten all three. But I would give this, it has like over a 4 in Untapped, which is pretty low for Hill Farmstead beer, but it deserves that, I would say. And as like one of my first beers today, it does have a noticeable bitterness, but after drinking a couple of IPAs, this probably would seem like nothing. Yeah, that is nice. Maybe I'll try drinking some other brown ales too. Do some reviews of maybe like Samuel Smith's or something. But a lot of these nut brown ales they're just all sweet. Not much else going on with them. This one definitely has some sides to it for a brown ale. Goodbye.